Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today is, well, we're still in October, the early part of October 2020. So the season is such that we are fast approaching Halloween. And for a lot of people, this means watching some scary movies, some intense films, horror films of that nature. And so for those who are interested, I'd like to share with you some thoughts I have about a number of films in this particular genre. The one I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today is a film from 1999. The filmmaker is Chang Yoon-hyun. This is a film from South Korea, starring Suk-kyu and Shim Eun-ha. Now, I've spoken a little bit about this film over the course of a number of videos I've uploaded on this YouTube channel, but let me now share with you something about this directly, which is this. Tell me something. Tell me something is perhaps often directly described as being not necessarily a horror film per se, but perhaps it is often described as being more directly related to, say, the detective genre, the mystery thriller, the CSI type of detective mystery thriller, in that it is a film which is about a series of killings, and the detective, here played by Suk-kyu, is on the trail trying to solve the mysteries. And through his investigations, he realizes that these killings or the mysteries seem to be, through some form or another, maybe, or maybe not, who knows, related to a young woman played by Shim Eun-ha. And from there, the story unfolds to its conclusion. And that's all I will say about the story itself. Now, for those of you who have not seen it, I think the less known about it prior to watching it, the better off you are, because that will retain all of the potent impact of the film. And I'll try to be as ambiguous as possible here, but let me say that the potent impact of this film is indeed very potent and very real indeed. Now, it is a film, I think, of many mixtures of many things. It is, on the one hand, a cool, sheen look of a film. It's shot so beautifully. The way that lights are reflected, darkness, shadow is used. People are dressed very nicely in a cool fashion sense. So this is a cool world that is being shot with almost a shininess to it, which I really enjoy very much. But then you add to that the over-the-top, almost grand guignol levels of violence and blood splatter that occurs in this film. And believe me, there is a lot of violence depicted. And so if you are somewhat not fond of that sort of thing in cinema, this film is probably not for you. However, if you are okay with graphic depictions, say, of aftermaths of things of that nature, and blood and that sort of thing, then I think this is a film that I can recommend. So it has this cool sheen appeal, plus it has the outrageous, over-the-top, grand guignol spectacle, which I think combines very nicely, because it means that anything is up for grabs, right? Because such things can suddenly become upended, and so our balance can become unbalanced, and we can become unshifted in a way that lends itself very nicely to the atmosphere of dread and foreboding and darkness, which I think this film is aiming for quite effectively. And then you add on to that the use of music, which I think is sublimely perfect. There are some songs that are used here that are quite chilling and effective, such that I listen to the songs even now. I was listening to one of the songs this morning as I was walking my dog, and immediately I was recalling many of the scenes from this film, Tell Me Something. So it's really quite effective. Then the stars, Suk-kyu and Shim Eun-ha, they have such a great chemistry together that it's lovely to see them on screen and their characters interacting. Now, this came in the late 90s, early 2000s era. And this was a period where I was really, really into South Korean cinema, such that I would get as many DVDs of the films as possible. One of them was a film called Christmas in August, 8월 크리스마스, which also starred Suk-kyu and Shim Eun-ha in a very tender love story type of film. And so I became a big fan of these two actors and that particular film itself. And so when I found out later that a new film called Tell Me Something, starring the same two actors, was going to be released, I was so excited. And then when I got the DVD and I put it in the player, I saw it, my mind exploded. Because Christmas in August and Tell Me Something are distinct opposites in terms of tone, complete 180s vis-a-vis each other, and yet they have the two same stars. So in a very interesting way, they might form an interesting double feature of films because of the connections of the two stars. In any event, my friends, I remember watching this during my time as a university student on a DVD, and it just blew me away. The enigma and mystery hold to the point that the story is so labyrinthine, such that I think it can withstand multiple viewings and still maintain its sense of mystery and suspense, and the overall quagmire, if you will, of these particular killings. And more questions, answers lead to more questions, answers beget questions, etc. And that's the type of rabbit hole type of experience this film Tell Me Something is, and I think it's brilliant for it, such that even now when I watch it, it feels fresh, it feels exciting, and it's so mind-boggling. And you add on top of that the great use of music, the over-the-top spectacle, and the gore quotient, and then you have the great presence of the two leads, I think make for a very interesting, entertaining, and arresting night of cinema indeed. So, this is not necessarily a horror film per se, but it is a detective mystery film with horrific elements that still maintains its sense of great entertainment for anyone who may be interested. This is the film Tell Me Something. This I have here is an older DVD. It's a region or zone-free DVD. I don't know if it's still in print, but I'm sure you can find it used if you are looking, or maybe you can find this film released on other labels or through other means. And again, if you are a bit not into violent films or films with gore scenes in them, then I can't recommend this film to you. However, if you are okay with this kind of film, then I can recommend this, because, as I say, it is a really arresting drama, and suspenseful and so effective. As I say, after watching it many times, I'm still mesmerized by this film. Tell Me Something. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. Thank you once again for your time, my dear friends, and cheers.